KG. What's going on, good brother?
Peace, God. How are you doing, my G?
How you feeling, good brother?
Man,
Okay.
we vibrating high and manifesting great things in this life. As you know, it's a crazy time right now.
Yeah.
But we believe in the Most High. Things are about
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yes, indeed, man. How are you doing, man? You looking like you done got you some sun there, my brother.
Yeah, man. I've been out here in California a lot, so I step outside. I be working out outside, so it's like I get the sun, man. But I'm feeling, man, grateful, feeling blessed, and man, inspired, man. So I'm as you said, the Most High is with us. So throughout all the stuff that's going on in the world, I can rely on the Most High.
Absolutely. I want to share something with you. I had my spiritual awakening. I got my superpowers on December 21st, 2020. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Third eye is open. I see everything for what it is. And when I go back and I listen to your music and I listen to Outkast and I listen to Badu and I listen to Jill, and it's just a slap in my face now. Really? I mean, I knew what, I took in and could resonate what you all were talking about on your earlier projects, but now having this awakening and this enlightenment and listening back to it, like y'all were just, you were beyond with the teachers of Dr. York and all of that, but I'm not going to get into all of that. I do want to talk on this, a beautiful Revolution Part 2, bro. First of all, big ups to you. You doing it like back in the day, like when acts used to come out with albums every year. Yeah. And so for the last 3 years, we have gotten an album from you. So big ups to you on that. And just the fact that you use live instrumentation in your music, to bring out that certain frequency, it is very appreciated.
Yeah, give thanks. Well, KG, something that you was saying, that how you've come into hearing Erica's music different or hearing Outkast different now. Music is powerful like that, where it will meet you where you are in your life, right? And artists may have made some music in the 70s, and you listen to it now, and it speaks to your heart and your soul. And that's what great music can do, timeless music can do. I wanted to really create on this project and every project I do, something that is an offering from my soul and something that does speak to the people in godly ways and in ways that touches our humanity, but also inspires. Like some albums, I do may have a charge to them and it's like raw and I'm telling this one is raw, but it's like musical and it's uplifting. And that's what a beautiful Revolution Part 2 is. And I'm like, you said I made 3 albums in the past 3 years. I just really been in tune with being a musician, and I've been having time to be a musician and create with other great collaborators. So it's a beautiful time for me as far as creating music.
Would you say that has to deal with you being in LA, being in nature, around that energy, that creative energy?
Yeah.
Does that have something to do with it?
I would also attribute it to me being able to be still for a minute. And, because we were dealing with the pandemic, it wasn't a lot of moving around. So like in life, I found myself gravitating to the things that I love most during this time. And that was music, that was reading good books, that was getting closer to God, talking with my family, enjoying good films. But music was always there. And it was like, oh, okay, this is what I love. I love, like, I'm listening to some of this like Earth, Wind, and Fire. I'm listening to some Tribe Called Quest. And I'm like, oh, this is what I want to put out in the world. And especially with so many people dealing with different things, I'm a person that, like, I see a situation, I want you to smile through it. I want to, like, I understand we're dealing with pain, and I'm not saying don't feel the hurt, but I want to come grab you and hug you and say, man, it's going to be great.
Yeah, you want to neutralize. I mean, we're alchemists. You want to neutralize that negative energy, if you will, to make it work out for the better.
and transform it. We shift paradigms, man. And yes, I want to make it better. And that's what, this music is doing. Like and I've been able to collaborate, as you spoke about earlier, the live musicians that really can create it where it sounds like a sample, but you feel the liveness of it. And, they have elevated my artistry, because A Beautiful Revolution Part 2 doesn't sound like Part 1, and it doesn't sound like Water for Chocolate. It doesn't sound like Resurrection. It sounds like its own piece of art and music and album. So I'm excited.
Yeah, we excited for it. I mean, just me listening to it, the vibrations coming out the speaker, I was just like, and the messages. I mean, you staying on it. I don't even know what's my favorite yet. Like, I don't know if it's When We Move or.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
When
we move is one of my favorites. It has a funk to it and a soul to it, and it's featuring Black Thought from the Roots and Seun Kuti, who's from Nigeria, Fela Kuti's son. And Fela Kuti is like one of the greatest artists of all time, and like from Nigeria, creating that Afrobeat music in the 70s, 80s, and early 90s. His son blessed this song, and it really took it to an international level to me. And also the song itself, the concept of it, the thought of it is like, when we move, the world follows, saying as Black people, we have so much impact. So it's a celebration of us in a positive way, in a great way. And that's why it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites, especially off of first listen. Imagine. That's the single with PJ. Talk about Imagine. What is it that Common imagines?
Man, I imagine like better days for all of us. I imagine happiness. I imagine like us, like our children getting greater educations. I imagine them knowing about meditation and knowing about how they can transform energy and like create positive things with their imagination. And all of us, whether you're children, adults, or whatever, just seeing the power within ourselves. So that song, which was inspired by this Renee and Angela song from the 80s called Imaginary Playmates. That is Imaginary Playmates. Like we kind of used the groove of that and replayed it. And for me, it's a feel-good song no matter what. So when I heard that music we created, I was like, oh, I'm taking it to a place of, what would the world be like? Because I'm hearing people say so many things about how difficult things are. Well, what would the world be like? Well, how would you want to see it? And let's put that out there, because the more we speak it, the more it will be. And then it's a power in words. So that's what
power in words. Hey, I've been telling the young bucks that, like, listen, like, y'all out here speaking all of this negative stuff, like, you got to change your words have power. I was like, when you think it sends out a certain vibration. I was like, when you write it down, I was like, and that's why I believe they took cursive writing out of school, because there's the magic in the cursive writing with connecting it together. Yeah. And then when you say it out loud, it's definitely going to happen. And with the shift that we have gone in with, the vibrations raising down here, and people are, are becoming more conscious. Their conscious level is being ascended. I think that people are remembering who we are. Yeah. And they realize that everything that we have been taught has been a lie.
Man,
everything is about us. Everything that's going on right now, it has to deal with us. And
yes, bro. KG, it's like you just spit the truth, brother. You just gave a truth that was like, we just got to remember who we are. And like that remembering who we are is like children of God, like reflections with God powers within us, like the power of our words, the power of our thoughts, the ability to overcome worldly things, because, it's things in the world that do exist, because, there's energies in the world that are negative, that are evil. Yes. But man, we overcome those things because we have God power, and love. And like, it's really necessary to remember those things, or be told that, and for it to be reinforced and practiced every day. Because the more you practice it and say it, the more you become it. And as you become it, you just live it during the most difficult times, during the most joyous times, when you're dealing with people who are like assholes. You still are able to be your God self and your higher self. And that's, honestly, the energy I want to put out there. And that's what I want to put out in my music.
Well, it's definitely there in a beautiful Revolution Part 2 that is out on this Friday, man. Excited for the people. Real quick, before I let you go, you've been paying attention to, I know you've been paying attention to the skies. You've been paying attention to the skies? You've been seeing any, vehicles in the sky?
I haven't seen any, but I definitely, praise and give honor to our Most High in the skies that's within us. But if you've been seeing some things, you keep me in tune, brother.
Bro, I've got so many videos in my phone you will not believe here in Houston. I won't say that it's crazy, but I've got things in my phone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So they here. Yeah. Comment. A Beautiful Revolution Part 2 out on Friday, man. Thank you so much for your time, God. This was amazing. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you, great brother. Peace, God. Peace to everybody out there in Houston. Love.
No doubt.